Good evening, and welcome back to the sanctuary of truth in a world of illusions. Welcome to News Around. We often look to our screens to escape reality, to witness lives that seem painted in gold and dipped in stardust. We imagine that the titans of the industry, the men and women who command millions of dollars and millions of hearts, are immune to the simple, crushing weight of human emotion. But as the calendar turned its page to 2026, shattering the illusions of the previous year, we were reminded that heartache does not check a bank balance, and regret does not care about your follow account. Today, we are not discussing a new series launch, nor are we dissecting a red carpet outfit. We are dissecting a soul. We are looking into the eyes of Yaman, a man who seemingly has the world at his feet. And asking why, upon his return from the playground of billionaires, he looked utterly defeated. We are connecting the invisible, electric wires between a cryptic black and white photograph posted in Istanbul and a devastating confession whispered in an airport arrival hall. The story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir has been the unfinished symphony of Turkish entertainment for years. Just when we thought the music had faded, a single phrase, "My heart aches, my soul aches," has turned the volume back up to a deafening roar. Was this a moment of weakness, or a moment of absolute clarity? And what exactly did Demet Özdemir thank God for on New Year's Eve that sent such a shockwave through her former co-star? Before we step into this labyrinth of past loves and present pains, I have a request for our inner circle. If you value journalism that treats the heart with as much seriousness as the headline, please make sure you are subscribed to News Around. And for those who wish to be the true patrons of our storytelling, I invite you to click the join button right next to the subscribe icon. Your membership allows us to keep the lights on and the stories deep. Now, let us journey from the deserts of Dubai to the shores of the Bosphorus. To understand the crash, one must first understand the height from which the fall occurred. Yaman entered 2026 not in the comfort of his home, but amidst the futuristic opulence of Dubai. On paper, it was the perfect setting for a superstar. Luxury hotels that scrape the sky, parties that glitter with diamonds and champagne, and an environment designed to obliterate any sense of want. However, the lens of the camera is a cruel truth-teller. The images that drifted back to Turkey from the Emirates did not paint a portrait of a man reveling in his success. Instead, they captured a tableau of profound isolation. The attractive actor, who has remained at the jagged forefront of the tabloids for both his international career leaps and his tumultuous private life, appeared to be physically present but spiritually absent. There was a heaviness to his posture, a withdrawn mood that clashed violently with the festive fireworks exploding above him. Observers noted that he seemed dejected, pensive, and subdued, adjectives rarely associated with the exuberant energy of Yaman. What was the architect of this silence? We must recall that his romantic timeline has been fractured recently. His relationship with the businesswoman Sarah Bloomer, a romance that ignited in 2025 and dominated headlines with its intensity, ended as unexpectedly as it began just 2 months ago. The echoes of that breakup were undoubtedly still bouncing around the empty chambers of his heart. But as we would soon learn, the emptiness in Dubai wasn't just about a recent breakup. It was about a much older, deeper void that suddenly felt impossible to ignore. It is often said that we travel to find ourselves, but sometimes, we travel only to realize that we have left the best parts of ourselves behind. While Yaman wrestled with his demons under the neon lights of the desert, a very different scene was unfolding in Istanbul. Demet Özdemir, the woman whose name seems eternally tethered to Yaman's in the collective memory of the public, welcomed 2026 wrapped in the warmth of familiarity. Unlike the solitary figure cut by Can, Demet was surrounded by her sister and her closest loved ones. The images she shared were a study in contrast. There was no forced glamour, no desperate attempt to prove she was having the night of her life. There was only the quiet, radiant glow of a woman at peace. Her posts reflected joy, yes, but more importantly, they reflected stability. She appeared grounded, smiling with the ease of someone who has nothing to prove and nothing to hide. It was in this atmosphere of serenity that she posted the photo. It was a simple black and white image, timeless, elegant, and stripped of the noise of color. But it was the caption that loaded the gun, "Thank God," followed by a heart emoji and an evil eye amulet. In the cryptic language of social media, where every punctuation mark is a clue, this was a bombshell. Thank God for what? For the year that passed? For the family around her? Or, as the gossip mills immediately began to whisper, for a new presence in her life that has finally brought her the happiness she deserves? I want to pause here and ask you, the perceptive viewers of News Around, how do you interpret Demet's post? When a woman posts a black and white photo with thank God and an evil eye, is she protecting a new love, or simply celebrating her own healing? And why do you think Can reacted so strongly to it? Share your psychological analysis in the comments below. I read every single theory. The question: did something happen? Traveled faster than a jet plane, reaching Istanbul long before Yaman's flight touched down. The anticipation at the airport was thick enough to choke on. The paparazzi were waiting, their flashes ready to dissect his expression, their microphones poised to catch a slip of the tongue. And the anticipated moment arrived with the inevitability of a Greek tragedy. Yaman emerged into the arrivals hall, and he did not look like a man refreshed by a holiday. He looked like a man carrying a burden. He moved quickly, his intention clearly to bypass the media scrum and vanish into the safety of his VIP vehicle. He left the standard questions unanswered, questions about his projects, his vacation, his ex-girlfriend Sarah. That is, until a journalist, perhaps sensing the fragility of the moment, threw a question that acted like a key in a lock. What do you think of Ms. Demet's post? The reaction was visceral. At that moment, Yaman's face, already shadowed by his sunglasses and his mood, darkened even further. He stopped. The momentum of his exit was arrested by the sheer weight of the name. He didn't offer a PR-friendly soundbite. He didn't feign ignorance. Instead, he shook the very foundations of the celebrity news world with a short, powerful, and devastatingly honest statement. My heart aches so much, my soul aches. After these words, which hung in the air like a plume of smoke, the actor got into his car and the door slammed shut. But the silence that followed was louder than any scream. He had not denied it. He had not deflected. He had confessed to a pain so deep it transcended the physical and lodged itself in his soul. What does it mean when a man like Yaman admits his soul aches in front of a bank of cameras? It means the armor has cracked. According to leaks from his inner circle, the attractive actor did not find the peace he expected in Dubai because he was haunted by the digital ghost of Demet Özdemir. It is claimed that Yaman spent a significant portion of his vacation staring at that black and white photo. The simple yet profound meaning of the caption "Thank God" triggered a trip down memory lane that he was not prepared to take. The human mind is a cruel archivist. It stores the laughter shared on set, the unfinished conversations in trailers, the glances that meant everything, and the feelings that were never fully defined. Seeing Demet so happy, so grateful, and potentially so moved on, forced Can to confront the reality of the timeline. The gossip circles suggest that Yaman struggled to accept the possibility that Demet Özdemir might have someone new in her life. The heart emoji signifies excitement, the evil eye signifies protection. To a former lover, that combination reads like a do not disturb sign hanging on the door of a new relationship. The phrase "my heart aches" was not just about sadness. It was about the agonizing realization of too late. It was the sound of a door closing that he perhaps thought would always remain slightly ajar. On the other side of this emotional equation, the situation is starkly different. Demet Özdemir is not looking back, she appears to be looking forward with a clarity that is almost blinding. In the photos she shared at the start of the new year, the beautiful actress displayed an extremely calm state of mind. The evening she spent with her sister showed a woman embracing life, not mourning it. Her inner circle argues that the post wasn't a calculated message to Can, but simply a reflection of her genuine happiness at that moment. But the gossip world is never satisfied with simplicity. Another claim circulating behind the scenes is quite shocking. The photo Demet Özdemir shared symbolizes a concrete new beginning in her private life. The rumors suggest that Demet no longer feels the need to hide her happiness, even if she isn't ready to name the source of it yet. While the "thank God" might be directed at the universe, many believe it is directed at a specific person who has healed the wounds of the past. And this possibility is exactly what makes Yaman's silence so deafening. His withdrawal upon his return, his refusal of interview requests, and his complete radio silence on social media are the behaviors of a man who is grieving. Can, who had previously responded to rumors with confidence and wit, has been reduced to a single sentence of vulnerability. If you are finding this deep dive into the emotional lives of our stars compelling, please consider supporting News Around by clicking the join button. Your contribution helps us traverse the globe to bring you these stories. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So, what happens next in this saga that refuses to end? Will Demet Özdemir break her silence and clarify the meaning of her post? Will she offer a hand of friendship to a man who is clearly hurting, or will she maintain her boundaries and protect her new peace? Will Yaman openly express his feelings once the initial shock wears off, or will he retreat further into his shell, letting the work consume him? Gossip circles already agree on one thing: this is not the end, it is merely the beginning of a new, more complicated chapter. Yaman's words, "My heart aches," combined with Demet Özdemir's "Thank God," have cast the long shadow of an unfinished story over 2026. It is a classic narrative of timing. One person is ready to say goodbye to the past, while the other is suddenly crushed by the weight of it. The contrast is what truly excites the world of celebrity gossip. It is the friction between Demet's future and Can's past. It doesn't seem likely that this shadow will leave the agenda anytime soon. Every post Demet makes from now on will be scrutinized for clues of this new love, and every appearance Can makes will be analyzed for signs of healing or further heartbreak. As we conclude this report, we are left with a tableau that is as tragic as it is fascinating. Everything that has happened in these first few days of the year demonstrates that the feelings between Yaman and Demet Özdemir are not a completely closed chapter, at least, not for one of them. The sadness reflected on his face, the solitude of his Dubai trip, and that shattering sentence at the airport reveal that this story is more than just a sensational rumor. It is a human story of regret, timing, and the enduring power of a connection that defined an era of Turkish television. On one hand, we have Demet, radiant and thankful, possibly stepping into a new light. On the other, we have Can, burdened by the shadows of what might have been. Behind the scenes, everyone is searching for the answer to the same question: is this the final, painful stirring of an unforgettable love before it dies forever? Or is it a silent farewell, a public acknowledgement that everything is completely, irrevocably over? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: when Yaman says his soul aches, the world listens. And right now, the world is watching Demet Özdemir. Thank you for joining us for this emotional and exclusive report. What do you think lies behind Can's pain? Is it regret over Demet, or just the loneliness of stardom? And who do you think Demet is thanking God for? Leave your thoughts, theories, and support in the comments below. We read them all. Please, do not forget to like this video if you appreciated the storytelling. Subscribe to News Around so you never miss a beat of this developing story. And a massive thank you to our Join members, you are the heartbeat of this channel. Until next time, take care of your hearts. Goodbye.